All right, we live, baby. We live. This is the second official episode of Off the Bench podcast. You know what I'm saying? This your co-host Otis.
I'm your co-host Dion.
You know what I'm saying? This Off the Bench podcast. As y'all know, yesterday was the start of the NBA playoffs. All the game ones that was played. We just got done watching the rest of the game ones. Day 2 of the NBA playoffs Sunday. A couple of great games that we're gonna discuss and talk about. You know, we're gonna start out with the first series.
Which is what the first game that came on TV, which was Nets 76ers.
Yeah.
Nets 76ers. So just giving my takeaways from game one and initial reaction from game one, because it's at least 4 games in each series. But I mean, I wasn't impressed. I wasn't, shocked. I knew Philly was too much for the Nets to handle, especially on the offensive end for the Brooklyn Nets. It could get real ugly for them offensively. A few takeaways I had though. Mikal Bridges showed up and showed out. Showed that he was definitely a number one option on a playoff team, which we haven't seen him in that role yet. Joel Embiid didn't even get off.
No,
But
he really didn't for real.
it's just the other people. They got more guys on their team that can put up points than the Brooklyn Nets does, because Mikal had the most points in the game, and they still lost by like 20 plus.
Man, you seen that nigga Spencer Dinwiddie trying to throw lobs,
Bro, yeah, bro.
miscapitalizing on lobs.
I ain't got too much to say about this series just because, I already know Philly. They should manhandle them. Like I said, Philadelphia in 5. But, bro, Spencer Dinwiddie and that offense is trash, bro, because man, it was like 7 possessions straight. 7 possessions straight. They
Straight
wasn't
ball
scoring.
screen.
Straight pick and roll. And if he didn't get the matchup, he looked like James Harden and Luka-esque. How when they call for the pick and roll, they don't get the matchup they want, or if they didn't get the switch, they just go keep calling for him to come back. And I said, bro, this can't be their offense, bro. Like going forward, you can't keep living with that. Hopefully, Cam Thomas can start getting some burn and
I
finally
don't
have
know what they
somebody.
doing with Cam.
I don't know either. Like 21-year-olds just be out here dropping 40 randomly in the NBA. How you feel about it though? What's your takeaway from 76ers Nets first game reactions?
The Nets, they just don't have the bodies to defend Joel. They just don't have obviously the scoring punch either, which was probably my biggest concern for them heading into the playoffs, especially in that matchup right there, knowing that you already gonna be kind of on the get the short end of the stick in terms of not having the bodies or having that big body in the interior for Joel. And just in case, Claxton, he is a what I'm saying, up and coming young player, what I'm saying, definitely a defensive player of the year candidate. What I'm saying, he held his own, but
He definitely did his thing.
what I'm saying,
Joel
but it's
Embiid
only
didn't get
really
off.
so much you can do with Joel, what I'm saying, definitely, was my MVP pick, what I'm saying, from a really eye test, a skill perspective, number perspective. You know what I'm saying? He crossed all the lines for me, but really, I like to see more games because it was kind of hard to tell because it wasn't just like the Brooklyn Nets was out of it, but
It
I ain't just
just
gonna say they was in it.
it was really after halftime when the game really got out of reach for him.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'm saying. Like I said, I feel like that's how you said, when the Sixers win, they gonna win the games. But when
Yeah.
the Nets win, it's gonna be close game because they was into it. They was in a close game in the first half because
All right, this is what I've been pulling. I was trying to get the stats and shit. You know what I'm saying?
I know Mikal had 30.
Mikal had 30. Your next top scorer was
Yes,
Cam Johnson with 18.
yeah, he did have a
Your
good
next
game.
score, Spencer
That's
Dinwiddie,
Dinwiddie.
14, and you get 10 from Seth. That ain't gonna cut it in the playoffs.
It
You know
ain't
what I'm
gonna cut
saying?
it.
So you definitely gonna need more production from Dorian Finney-Smith, even though what he giving you, even though Dorian Finney-Smith, he not really that's not a player that you expect that just to fill out the stat sheet. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? He do most of his work outside the stat sheet. You have to, what I'm saying, watch the games to get his real true impact of what he doing for your team. But you playing 18 minutes, which he really didn't play bad. You know what I'm saying? 2 for 2 for 3. You know what I'm saying? 2 for 3 from the field. So
I think this one of the most cut and dry series. The more I kept thinking about it, I thought it was gonna be one of the most exciting, but the more I kept sleeping on it and just leading up to the series.
Then if the Nets really would just guard the 3-point line, you know what I'm saying? I think that's really what it came down to as well. Because I'm looking at this Philly, James Harden had 23 and 13. You know what I'm saying? Which you can't let that happen. But you know what I'm saying? It was efficiently 7 to 13 from 3 point, 8 to 21 from the field. You get Tobias get you 21. You know when Tobias give you 20, you know what I'm saying? So Joel give you 26, then you getting 11 from Paul Reed and 13 from Maxi. So it wasn't just like the Sixers were just pouring them down offensively. It was just really just the 3-point line. You know, they made 21 threes. Let me see. The Nets made
Can be more than like 12.
they
I know
made what?
Mikhail had a few of them.
Yeah, they only made 9 threes. So
Yes, I know it couldn't have been that many. But yeah, this series, this one, you know what I'm saying? I got Sixers and 5. Sixers and 5 on this one.
I think Brooklyn might bounce back. So I'm a, you know what I'm saying? I still got Sixers and 6. But like I said, I still think the Sixers, the games that they win, they gonna win. In the games that Brooklyn win, you know what I'm saying? Them probably gonna be the games where it be close, nip and tuck. You know what I'm saying? Real true playoff basketball. But right now I'm just I don't know. The yesterday games they just didn't have that feel to them. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? All the games was kind of boring. They really could have just put them on league pass and instead on national television. But we don't get into the next game.
which is Hawks and the Celtics. And just like the first game, let down of a game. It wasn't, you know what I'm saying, shocked by what happened. Celtics manhandled the Hawks. If you didn't know, Trey Young had a stinker game, 16 points, 8 assists. He had 5 turnovers. And his splits was terrible. Shot 28% from the field, 20% from three, and 71.4% from the free throw line. That mean that man was just he wasn't Trey Young at all at yesterday, and it was just the Boston Celtics, we know they have great defenders. They got Marcus Smart, they got Derek White, they got Jalen Brown, they got Jason Tatum. They got these long, good perimeter defenders that they can throw on Trey Young, who's a smaller guard. But I feel like Trey Young in this series, he been in situations like this before. When they beat Philadelphia in the semifinals to go to the conference finals, he had Ben Simmons on him, and that was a defensive player of the year candidate at the time. So I just feel like Trey Young gonna have to step it up because you know what I'm
He
saying.
definitely have
16
to.
and 8, that's not cutting it. And you know what I'm saying, especially when you give you little to no defense at all.
I just
So you just got to step up.
I just feel like Trey was forcing it too though. He wasn't really just letting the game come to him. You know, it was kind of I think it was like 3 or 4 straight possessions. Almost he came down ball screen, just it was either a step back three or just a contested floater in the lane,
Hmm.
which not really gonna be a success versus the Boston Celtics in the playoffs because you playing in the half court when you letting a defense set up and you going against like you just said, Jalen Brown, Jason Tatum, long athletic wing defenders. You get Marcus Smart on the perimeter. You know what I'm saying? Then Rod Will, he definitely, yesterday he was making a statement. Whatever was going in that paint, definitely, you know what I'm saying, was I don't know
Yeah,
what that was,
I
but
don't know either. Oh, that was the controller.
you know what I'm saying. But what I was saying?
You were
Oh,
saying
but
Rod
yeah,
Will
Rod
making a
Will, he
statement.
whatever was going in the paint, you know what I'm saying. He was deterring it definitely. So I just think Trey Young, he just needs to take his time and be more of a point guard instead of trying to look for his offense more. And I said another thing, the Hawks' identity. Kevin Herter losing Kevin Herter this offseason
Yeah, I got
and
that
letting
too.
them go to the Kings definitely hurted them a lot.
'Cause they need 3-point shooting. They needed. They was
They did,
5 for 29 as a team. They shot 17% as a team from behind the arc yesterday. And the Celtics, they couldn't miss from three yesterday. And it was just you could just tell it was evident. They was down by like 25-30 in the first half. You already knew, you know what I'm saying, it's too much of a hole to dig from. But I don't think people expected that much from Atlanta when they beat the Heat and they got matched up with the Celtics. I don't think people expected them to just come in there, you know what I'm saying, that actually be like a dogfight series. But Trey Young, Dejounte Murray, John Collins, Capella, just all across the board has to play better. Has to play Dejounte didn't play bad either, but they gotta play better than what they did
I was just finna
yesterday.
ask you. So, well, what would you think to what the house needs to do in order to think to make this series more competitive? You know what I'm saying, or make this series go the distance. Because as it's looking right now, it's probably gonna be over a swift,
I would say
a
nothing.
sweep.
It's nothing they can do. Nothing. Not even trying to be like that. Just the Hawks team is just this Hawks team. The way it's constructed, the way the people they got playing in their rotation shouldn't be playing meaningful basketball. I mean, no offense to Jalen Johnson, he's a sophomore player. You know what I'm saying? Shouldn't be playing meaningful basketball, even though he played good basketball. But if he goes seventh, eighth man, that just tell you about the depth and the lack of bench that they have. Conwoo's nice off the bench. Bogdanovich, he's decent off the bench, but yesterday in the first half, he gave them literally nothing, all zeros across the board. So I just feel like it's really, I mean, they just gotta pray and hope that the Celtics just be missing shots because even defensively, it's nothing they can do to stop the Celtics really because Tatum and Brown can get theirs against any of their players at any time, and it's just the Hawks can't say the same of their best players against the Celtics perimeter defenders. So I just feel like there's gonna be this a quick five series. I got Celtics in 5-2.
You saying DeJounte didn't play bad. I mean, he didn't shoot the three ball well. You know what I'm saying? He had 24, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, 0 for 6 from 3-point line,
Yeah, he
8
ain't
for
play bad.
25. I mean, 10 for 25 from the field, but
You gotta play better.
you know what I'm saying? Just got to play slightly better this year to playoffs. You know what I'm saying? You is one of the, you know what I'm saying, head of the Snakes, leading the team, engine of the team. So you definitely got to take charge in that. But Trey Young playing 35 minutes, 1 for 5 from three, 5 for 18 from the field, giving you 16 points. That's not gonna cut it. You know what I'm saying? The 8 assists is cool, but it's just the way how you getting the 8 assists. You know what I'm saying? As you these 8 assists just pass and they just catching it. Are you either making these plays, drawing double teams? You making the right decision, getting your players open shots?
Oh no, he playmaking.
You
He
playmaking?
playmaking. They double teaming. They hard hedging. They doing whatever they can to get him off the ball. He would definitely make some good reads yesterday. I gotta give him that. But yeah, I think the first two series probably like the most cut and dry series so far. Game ones so far
You know
because
what I'm
they were
saying?
just blowouts.
The Saturday game ones was definitely kind of
I
boring.
don't know because this next one kind of
It start the first that 76ers that they started NBA playoffs all wrong, but you know what I'm saying. Hopefully, game two these teams will bounce back. You know what I'm saying.
oh
What you were saying was game three.
no,
I
game
mean
three
game
was
one.
game three of the day was that was a good game. Knicks versus Cavs. I got a few takeaways from that game. That game, one takeaway is this game is going to seven. I mean, this series is going to seven off game one. I'm saying that. Another takeaway I had is that playoff Donovan Mitchell is real.
Definitely.
Playoff Donovan Mitchell is a different beast. And another takeaway I have is Jalen Brunson is an all NBA caliber guard
And I was
in
saying
his
that
NBA because Jalen Brunson I think he had 6 points, one in halftime because he had two fouls. And then he came out there, he had 13 in the third quarter. He finished the game off with like 26. And it's just like, bro, a dude that is like 5'11", 6 foot on his best day is 5'11", 6 foot. And for him to just post up, back you down,
the
shimmy,
footwork.
fake you, yeah, footwork, patience, just take his time and just get his shot off at any time of the game. And he really changed the complexion of the game, of how the game was going. Uh, Julius Randle, he had a decent game from his first game back, 19-10. Um,
Yeah, he played
he
Julius
played,
Randle
yeah, he
typical physical
played
basketball.
decent. I just feel like for the Cavaliers,
He had that big rebound at the end to scare the
yeah, the
game.
Cavaliers, they lack of bench depth is gonna kill them because, like I said, when Darius Garland, he didn't have a great game either. Darius Garland, 17 points. He only had one assist. He had 5 turnovers. He shot one shot in the second half. And it's just like if Donovan Mitchell is doing what Donovan Mitchell is doing in the playoffs, you expect Darius Garland or Evan Mobley or Karis LeVert, somebody else to just step up some way and provide that boost that he needs offensively. But I definitely think this is going seven. This series officially started. You know what they say: the series don't start until the road team win.
Hmm.
Road team won game one, so series. I think this is going seven, just based off the game one. I think this one of the best series out there.
Well, to kind of highlight on what you were saying about the you expecting Darius Garland and Evan Mobley to step up, that was probably my biggest concern going into this series. Anyway, was my flaw for them for the Cavaliers was saying they start players and the players that they gonna have to rely on really don't have no playoff experience. You know, say you had Darius Garland. Darius Garland, he was out there. He played decent. You know what I'm saying? He didn't play bad. No, gave you 17 points, one assist. Not gonna cut it, but in 43 minutes, you know what I'm saying? And stats wise, he didn't play. You know what I'm saying, to his potential. But
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I test. He didn't pass the bar, but he played better. Just looking at it, but I'm not just gonna just say the Cavaliers' death was the sole reason of why they lost this game, because it wasn't like the Knicks were just pouring them on from the bench. I mean, of course you had Josh Hart. You know what I'm saying? Had the game of his life, and you really didn't anticipate that. You know what I'm saying? Josh Hart hitting step back threes
I mean, but
on
that's the playoff about though. That's people
step
come
back.
that one game.
But
That's
that's
all you
why.
need.
But yeah, that one. Yeah, but exactly. But you have to. That's the thing about a series. You have to do this over a course of. That's what we're gonna get into some of these games later. That you gonna have to do this over a course of a. All right, can you do what you did game one three more times in order to beat this team?
The reason why I say the depth is concerning because I just say when if your bench is only giving you 14 points and you know what I'm saying, combined 30 minutes of play, 30, you know what I'm saying, 30 minutes of play, you really not getting them out, getting much from them.
You can. I mean, New York Knicks only had three people in double
No,
figures.
I'm not saying that they got to just score, but I'm saying when your bench is giving you 14 points, just your bench. I mean, when your starters come out or when your bench is on the court, these guys are only scoring 14 points for us. When you look at the Knicks bench, they got guys off the bench, and Emmanuel quickly had one of the worst games I've seen him had since, you know what I'm saying, since playing as the Knick. He only had 3 points. You know what I'm saying? He was 0 for 5, 0 for he couldn't get a bucket to go in. And they bench still outscored Cavaliers bench. And I just feel like that's just a testament of how the Knicks play basketball and who that what they say about them as a team.
Yeah,
Because a lot of the game it looked like Donovan Mitchell just going 1-on-1. It was just Donovan Mitchell versus the Knicks. That's all it literally came down to. Donovan Mitchell hitting crazy step back three going left, step back time after time after time, and it's just that's gonna get taxing. That's gonna you know what I'm saying, that's
but
gonna wear out.
they've been them all season. I've
Yeah,
been
that say
really
something.
they forte and identity they whole season though. You know what I'm saying? But playoff basketball, you kind of see the you know what I'm saying the big difference and the big glaring needs and what you need to pursue it come off season time. You know what I'm saying? Your weaknesses become like hyphen in a
Hyphen, yeah.
hyphen in a way because you know you got the whole world looking. You know these open threes and open shots that y'all was making in the regular season. You're not gonna get no more. Well, even if you do get, you're not gonna knock them down at the same rate. Put the pressure on, the lights on. You know, you're gonna value possessions more. Where you just not just gonna chuck up a three just because you do have a three open, or just because you might be open. You know what I'm saying? If you playing playoff basketball, you know what I'm saying. If you open for a three, you open for a reason. You know, it's rare that you gonna find somebody like Steph, you know what I'm saying, Clay Thompson, or you know what I'm saying, one of these higher ups that can shoot the ball. You're not just gonna see them wide open. You know what I'm saying? You might see a Draymond Green, Nicholas Claxton, PJ Tucker. You might see those guys, you know, open, but not really guys that can knock down the shot. But yeah, you know that Cleveland New York Knicks series, they was game one. You know, it was kind of came down to the what they won by.
I think they won by what, like 7, 8.
They won by 4 points, 101-97. I said Julius Randle, he got that big rebound at the end to secure. Jalen Brunson tried to, go 1-on-1, but I don't know. I definitely think it's definitely gonna be a 7 game series, and I'm kind of excited to see how the Cavaliers bounce back, and
Donovan Mitchell finna go crazy.
you know what I'm saying. See what Evan Mosley got in store for us in game two. You know, Jared Allen.
He had
They
a
got to.
decent
I
game.
think the Towers for the Cavaliers, they got to pick up their slack. You know what I'm saying? The guard play Darius Garland. He do got to play a little bit better. a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna give us 17 points, you as a point guard, you got to give us more than one assist. You know, especially as a point guard, starting point guard. That's what we got you out there to do. Of course, Donovan Mitchell gonna go out there and score and get you 30 to 35 to 40 points. You know what I'm saying? So Darius Garland need to take that responsibility and you know what I'm saying, try to get everybody else easier and open looks. Give Karis LeVert these open looks, you know what I'm saying? And Isaac Coro, you gotta knock down your shots when you get the opportunity. This is what the playoffs is about. You know what I'm saying? You just where you make your money at, man. If you want to be on the roster and you know what I'm saying, get paid these big bucks that these other guys paying that's in your same class and doing these things, you gotta knock down your open shots, these corner threes. What you worked on all summer for this moment right here. But the Knicks in game one, they were just the better team, really, you know what I'm saying, top to bottom. From a coaching standpoint, from the player standpoint, they wanted it more. You know what I'm saying? It resulted in a win. So I'm eager to see how the Cavaliers spun the game too.
I am too. I got Cavs in 7 still though. Still got Cavs in 7. Next series, last game of the last night. Warriors versus the Kings.
The
Warriors
best
lost
night,
by
the best
3.
game of that other day. You know what I'm saying? That game right there, backpack. But you know what I'm saying? With my co-host being a Warriors fan, I'm gonna let him. You know, what was your thoughts and initial reaction from watching that game last night? Cause I ain't gonna lie, that game was good. You know what I'm saying? A lot of high level basketball on display right there. Not gonna lie to you. So
It just I already knew it was gonna be this type of series. Got a few notes. It was the most points in game one of the playoffs this year. So out of all the game ones, it was the most points scored from both teams. 249 points was scored in this game. Another takeaway I had is the Kings are legit. De'Aaron Fox, clutch player of the year for a reason, finalist for a reason. Should be the winner. Had 38 points last night. Started off kind of slow. Picked it up for him when they needed it. Hit some big threes. Malik Monk came for the ride. 14 to 14 from the free throw line. Shot to Malik, Arkansas boy. And on the Warriors side, I feel like we look good. I feel like throughout the whole course of the game, it was a back and forth game, which I like. We would just fill each other out, and I feel like both teams was just right there. I feel like we looked good all the way up until the last like few possessions. Like 3-4 minutes left, and Klay Thompson shot a untelevised three, even for Klay Thompson standards. Steph Curry shot an untelevised three, even for his standards.
yeah, I was just jacking threes
Just
and
jacket
Ed
threes
Wiggins shot a three.
but his was open. His was wide
No,
open.
no, 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 not the
Oh,
corner
you talking about
three.
the one on the
On the
wing?
wing, on the right
Oh yeah, he
wing.
shouldn't have shot that either.
I'm finna say that was right off the rebound,
That
like
was
a
another untelevised three,
yeah.
and that was it was killing me because we was playing like how the Kings should have been playing because we was playing, bro. I said it. We were looking like an unexperienced team in that moment because if you just rewatch those, like it was like 5 possessions in a row, 4 of them we just chucked up threes, and they were just going down, getting into their offense, and they were scoring, and that's what led them to get back on top. And I mean, it came down to a Steph three, like with all that going on with what I'm saying, Malik Monk and Darren combining for 70. We lost by 3 points, and Steph had a chance to take us to overtime. So bonus, we did a good job on him. I feel like it was a lot of positive things looking as from a Warriors fan, so I'm not really nervous. Got that right here. I'm not really nervous. The Warriors look good. The Kings look good. I think they are legit. But I still think the Warriors in 5, Warriors in 6. I'm not gonna say 5. Warriors in
Yeah,
6.
and
That
say
that first
Warriors and five kind of wild.
that first we gonna win on our home court last game. But I think this is a great series. It's gonna be a electric, high scoring, high flowing, high pace series, and I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
Definitely, definitely. And you know how they say styles make fights, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's kind of crazy how these two teams match up because you know what I'm saying, they style kind of resemble each other. You know, they one of the top two fastest teams in terms of pace.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They trying to get into their offense fast where they can get these quick and easy points where before the defense set up. And I think Mike Brown, you know what I'm saying, did a good job in installing that game plan into the Sacramento Kings because they was relentless with their attack. You know what I'm saying? You can tell that was their game plan was, you know what I'm saying, even off makes or miss. We gonna get it out the net and push. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Before the defense set up, we're not gonna allow you know what I'm saying, Gary Payton to you know what I'm saying, switch on us, Draymond to switch on to our best players. All right, cause you know what I'm saying? Cause I ain't gonna lie, Jordan Poole, Klay Thompson, still really had a hard time, you know what I'm saying, guarding in the open court. And that really was, you know what I'm saying, was causing the problems. And you know what I'm saying? I took a lot from this game, from both teams, good and bad. So I'm gonna really start with the Kings. The Kings with the good. Uh De'Aaron Fox, you know what I'm saying? He one of those ones. First playoff game ever. Outside of Luka, he dropped the most points in the playoff game. You know, he did work. Malik Monk, he showed up off the bench, did what he was supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? Provided that scoring, that extra umph to get them over the top. Trey Lyles hit some big shots, hit some big threes. Harrison Barnes played good on played solid on both ends, being a veteran presence. You know what I'm saying? You didn't get what you expected out of Sabonis and Herter, but I think that's the upside of looking at what I took away from that game too. You still won that game, and without Kevin Herter shooting, having the best game, and Demontis Sabonis, who was your All Star, who didn't play his best game, you still found a way to pull out the win. You know what I'm saying? But the downside is you know what I'm saying. Of course, Andrew Wiggins, this was his first game back. You know what I'm saying. He did have 17 points off the bench in a limited minutes. Uh, I think their defense is also gonna be you know what I'm saying, a problem going in later down these series of how they gonna guard Steph in these situations. You know what I'm saying? They gonna stay committed throughout these series and guarding and chasing. Because you know, De'Aaron Fox was really the one, you know, who took that primary matchup yesterday and guarding Steph. So, you know, knowing he being your primary offensive player too, is you gonna stick that out, or you know what I'm saying, or make adjustments on the fly like that. You know, I just gotta see.
Yeah, I mean that was a great game, and just like the next series we're gonna get into after this, I think this is one of the best series in the playoffs. But like I said, as a Warrior fan, I'm not too pressed about it. Wiggins, his first game, he looked great in his first game. Dante DiVincenzo looked good off the bench. Gary Payton looked good off the bench, and I just think, like I said, we was right there. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Kings, and man, the arena, Golden One Arena was rocking. Like you could hear through the TV just watching it. Like you could just feel the intensity and the atmosphere of that situation. So I think that series gonna be a rocking one. I got Warriors in six.
Uh, what else was like on the glaring display was the lack of rim protection that the Golden State Warriors had. You know, Malik Monk, he was getting a layup line to the basket at the play after play after play, whether it was a pick and roll situation or off made basket, off miss in transition. You know what I'm saying? He was laying the ball up, or they was getting to the free throw line. And that lack of and I just think it was just a course of the defensive plays that I was seeing from the Golden State Warriors would build it up from the season. Because you know what I'm saying, they built these bad habits. Because it was one play where I think they was y'all was in a 2-3 or a 3-2 zone, and they passed it to the wing, and Draymond told Jordan Poole to go out. With Jordan Poole went out and defended his man. When Draymond came up anyway and left the middle wide open, Alex Nen had got a wide open dunk. You know, it's plays like that where it's like you don't see, where you just don't, you brush it over your shoulder from game 16, but it's gonna come back to hurt you. You know what I'm saying, in the playoffs, because you building up these bad habits. You know what I'm saying, from a championship team. You know what's they've been biting, what's been hurting them all seasons. Roll games. You know what I'm saying, which they starting off on a roll right now. Turnovers and rebounds. You know what I'm saying? It really what killed them last night. But you know, with the Warriors being a veteran team and you know what I'm saying, a battle tested team, I expect them to come back game two, you know what I'm saying, with some vengeance. And I expect Golden State to win game two. And I still got the Golden State in six. But you know what I'm saying, the Kings, they definitely legit. You know what I'm
Definitely
saying? It was
legit.
definitely the best game of the night yesterday. They backpacked that game, you know, went down to the wire. And it was a hell of a coaching job by Mike Brown and getting these guys to buy into the game plan and executing from start to the finish. You
What
know
do
what I'm
you
saying? I
think?
gotta take my hats off to him.
What do you think the ceiling of Malik Monk is? What do you think his ceiling is? I know probably not gonna say all star, but like what mold of player like is Malik Monk at his ceiling? Because Malik Monk is a damn good basketball player.
Yeah, good. He can be a solidified six man of the year, Jamal Crawford type.
Oh,
No,
one,
not really
okay.
like the player moving, but like kind of
Just
the
how
same
he, yeah,
things.
his
You know,
career.
where he can come in and score, provide a spark, a Lou Will type of player. But you know what I'm saying? Malik had the game is I ain't gonna say the game in his life because you know Malik been doing this all year, all his life. You know what I'm saying? Him being from Arkansas, us being from Arkansas, we done watch Malik.
If
You know
you
what I'm
ain't
saying?
watched
From
Malik Monk highlights, go watch Malik Monk highlights right now.
we done watch Malik
Right
from
now.
high school all the way up. So, you know what I'm saying? I expected nothing less and Malik did his job and you know, it's still a long series. It is just one game, so I'm not just gonna overreact because I don't expect Malik to average 32. You know what I'm saying? I don't expect De'Aaron Fox to get 38 a night. So we gotta see how they do when they not making shots, and that's really what it came down to. The King just made more shots than the Golden State Warriors. You know, and they took game one. Like I said, I'm ready just to see these game twos and see how these series play out. You know what I'm saying? That was definitely the best game of yesterday, game one of the NBA playoffs.
We get back tomorrow night, Monday night. We get back, so we gonna have to see what's gonna happen. But I think we gonna get back too. Next series we got
The first what's the
Lakers
first game of the day?
Grizzlies. Lakers came out and stunned the Grizzlies 128-112. And you know, the biggest takeaway I got from this is the Ja Morant injury. Like, how long is Ja gonna be out? How severe is his injury? You know what I'm saying? Because really, once Ja went out, that's really when the
The
momentum
momentum change,
really
yeah, yeah.
shifts. But I got some other takeaways. But get well soon, Ja. Trying to see you out there that makes for good basketball. We talked about Anthony Davis and Jaren Jackson and how that matchup would go, and they weren't really matched up with each other a lot of the night, but they was definitely matched up with each other a good handful of the time. Anthony Davis and Jaren Jackson both had big games tonight for their respective teams. Jaren had 35, 5 rebounds and 4 assists, shot 62, 50, 100 from the field. You had a great game, Jaren. Leading scorer in the game, lead scorer on his team, obviously. He came to play tonight at today, this earlier this evening. And AD, he had a big game. Probably didn't score as many points as people thought. He had 22 points, 12 rebounds, 3 assists. But on the
Yeah,
defensive
on the
end,
defensive end, how he
Anthony
would, you
Davis
know what I'm
was
saying, blocking
everywhere.
shots.
3 steals and 7 blocks from my center. He got hurt midway in this game, but he came
Dislocated
back.
shoulder. That's what you expecting to get from AD. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I meant by if AD play like that, not shooting jumpers, being a big. You know what I'm saying? Being on the block. You know what I'm saying? Dominating that paint. It was gonna cause trouble for Memphis. And as you see, results of game one, that was the case today. But you can finish what you were saying.
Yeah, because gotta get Jared Vanderbilt. He not gonna get a lot of get talked about a lot on these, you know what I'm saying, media platforms and stuff in the morning. But I'm gonna give him respect. Jared Vanderbilt and the defense that he played on John Morant, 94 feet when John Morant got the ball
Completely
in
took him
round,
out the game.
completely took him out the game. Had Ja with I think he had 18, only had 18 points before he went out, and that was really because of Jared Vanderbilt. He made every bucket Ja had tough. He made him work for everything, and that's all you can ask for.
Got me locked
For
up,
a guy
won't
like
let me out.
Shot they Khan. But Jared Vanderbilt, God, that's all you can ask for. Just go out there, slow their best player down. If you slow their best player down, I promise you giving us the best opportunity of us winning. Because if you slowing him down and you locking up their best player, they got guys like Austin Reeves and Rui Hachimura who can come in and who used to be like the defensive guys on their team. I remember when Austin Reeves was looked at as like a defensive guy on their squad when they didn't have really nobody on to hold defense. Same with Rui, but Rui is still a great defender. But to have Jared Vanderbilt do the things that he does, and that let him go off for 29 points in a game one, 5 for 6 for 3. That probably won't keep happening. But the fact that it happened in game one and they needed it because LeBron didn't have the best game. He didn't have a bad game, but he wasn't really aggressive and
Yeah, he just didn't play to LeBron standard.
yeah, but I love the game. I was saying that when I was watching it, the game kept going back and forth, and I just the feeling it was in Memphis. All the stars was there, all the celebrities was there, and I see why because Memphis versus, you know what I'm saying, the Lakers. You got LeBron, you got Ja, you got AD, you got, you know what I'm saying, you got all types of talent on the court, all type of star power on the court. And people want to see that. And this is gonna definitely make to be a 7 game series if Ja can come back. Hopefully Ja, like I said, hopefully everything okay with Ja. That's my biggest takeaway was his injury. Hopefully everything all right. But that was a damn good game to start off the day.
Yeah, start
They
off today definitely was a
got them
good
whole
game.
rocking.
You know what I'm saying? Before I start off with what I want to say, you know what I'm saying? I want to give a big props to Rob Pelinka. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was on your head and on your ass talking about you need to make moves, on your ass about that Westbrook trade and how they need to hurry up and how it's not working, how you need to hurry up and get rid of, make a move. You scared to make moves. Well, you made moves and you made the right moves. And every move you made since that, you've been cooking. You know what I'm saying? First, you started off with the Rui Hachimura. You got him, quick to him, which you know what I'm saying, definitely was high on coming into the. He wasn't gonna be part of the. Was he was in the buyout market?
Mm.
What he would trade? He was before trade deadline. Was he trade deadline? No, he requested a trade, didn't he,
Yeah,
from the
yeah,
Wizards?
yeah.
Yeah, because it was part of he was basically saying either him or Kuzma.
I forgot who they traded for him though.
It was when it Kendrick Nunn.
Oh yeah, it was Kendrick Nunn because that's who
Yeah,
he played
nah,
for
them.
now.
Yeah, it was all them. But picking up Ruchar Hachimura, you know what I'm saying, was going my initial thought from them picking him up, you know what I'm saying, a good solid defender who got size on him, who can play on the wing, which the Lakers desperately needed, in which they came from a team full of guards. You know, and they lacked the wing depth. So you get somebody like Rui to come in who can score and play defense and crash the glass. You know what I'm saying? He showed all his skills on display today. 11 for 14 from the field, 5 from 6 from the three, 6 rebounds for 29 points. Led the Lakers in points and scoring today. You know what I'm saying? So he just paid dividends and showed why Rob Pelinka that was a good move. And I'm gonna go into another move that Rob Pelinka made again. You know what I'm saying, at the trade deadline by trading Russell Westbrook and picking up D'Angelo Russell. You know what I'm saying? D'Angelo Russell, he had a solid, steady game today. He had 36 minutes, 7 to 17, 3 and 9 from the three, 19.7 assists for a rebound. That's what you can ask from like a I guess say unorthodox point guard, and I'll say because I don't really view him as a point guard, but he not really a shooting guard, but he is a shooting guard, so kind of like a combo. But you know how LeBron, he really the point guard, but he the point guard, so unorthodox. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna give props to Rob Pelinka right there. You know what I'm saying? How you constructed this team and where they came from and the goals that everybody thought y'all wasn't even gonna make the playoffs, and look where y'all at now. You know what I'm saying? Potentially got a chance to advance in the next series if y'all can do what y'all do in game one. But outside of that, uh, Memphis, I don't know where they go from here because like you get Memphis, you get Ja. Like you said, Ja basically got took out the game, and Ja really like 80% of their offense
Yeah,
for real. And I just think Ja just needs to work on his outside game a little bit more. I just think he too reliant on getting downhill, and in this matchup is really gonna be like kind of kryptonite to him because you got Anthony Davis right there waiting for you. I think you just got so many bodies you can also throw at Ja Morant outside of Vanderbilt, like we just mentioned. You got Rui. You know what I'm saying? You got Dennis Schroeder, who also like a pest on the defensive end, who will pick up 94 feet and handle it. You know what I'm saying? Then you get switched off and LeBron on you. You know what I'm saying? That's a big body who ain't just gonna let you know what I'm saying, who will bump you. It's a physical game. You know what I'm saying? Over the course of a game, they get tiring. You keep having keep doing this. You getting past all these 6'8" wings, and then you have to go meet Anthony Davis right there at the rim. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's a good recipe for success right there. And Jaren Jackson, I just think he had a good game. And I think what Memphis can take out of this game with Jaren Jackson is how they can get him going. I think he had success in the post a lot with LeBron when he was guarding him.
yeah. Get
And
anybody besides Anthony Davis on him, he gonna give him a bucket.
yeah, he basically was saying everybody was too damn small. He had a baby on him. If your name was Anthony Davis, you know what I'm saying, it was barbecue chicken and
That's
up
how it
from
should
there.
be. That's how Jan should play.
Yeah, that's how it should be. You know what I'm saying? I really with What Desmond Bain do today?
He had 20, 23, 22, and 6. He had a decent game. He did. I said that. I had that in my notes. Desmond Bain got to do a little bit more,
Yeah,
especially when Ja went out.
definitely got to be the X factor if Memphis wanna, you know what I'm saying, plan on winning this series. He got to be the X factor. He got to be giving you 25 a night. I think that's at the minimum. He got to give you at least 25. If Ja not gonna get you his 30, you know what I'm saying. I think Jaren Jackson he held his own. He played his part on the offensive defensive end. But like I just said, in this matchup and not having Brandon Clark and Steven Adams and just leaving Jaren Jackson out there alone on the island if he knowing that he could get in foul trouble because he go for a lot of blocks. And that's his problem. He don't have to go for every block attempt. You know what I'm saying? He putting himself in harm's way. And that's really like the main reason why I just knew this series was kind of gonna go back and forth. You know what I'm saying? Hope Ja can definitely come back. Game two, I got Memphis winning game two regardless, cause I know even without Ja, they still capable of winning games, and I don't just think the Lakers gonna follow up what they did today with another master class like that again. You know what I'm saying? You getting Austin Reeves had the game in his life. You get Rui, he did what he did. I ain't gotta say his numbers again. You know what I'm saying? And D'Angelo Russell, I know what he did last year in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? He do for a stinker. So
Yeah,
Memphis just go out there and play solid ball. They can give themselves a chance.
great series, bro. Great game one to open up that series. Next series we got is another series where, you know what I'm saying? Well, another game where I really don't got too much to take away from because we got Heat versus Bucks. The Heat beat the Bucks 130 to 117. And just like the last series, biggest takeaway, biggest thing I see is Giannis' injury because Giannis got hurt first quarter and Jimmy Butler had a 14-point first quarter, had a big first quarter. He was hooping.
He took sole
And
advantage of that no Giannis.
yeah, and in the second half, he didn't slow up at all. Bam Adebayo had a big second half with no Giannis.
And this
He
what Bam, this what you need Bam to do.
Yeah, definitely. Bam gotta be he gotta be that second player, especially when Tyler Hero got hurt too. That's another big takeaway. Tyler Hero is out. That means guys gonna have to step up. See Duncan Robinson come in and give you big minutes who
Knock down like what two, three
knock down some
threes.
threes. Gabe Vincent got his stroke going a little
Max
bit.
Strus, he's gonna be an underrated player that his name that fly under the radar, but definitely been playing
Yeah.
huge, especially in that last play in and game one of today.
Yeah, I just feel like it was a big win for the Heat, a big win for the Heat. But I'm not overreacting because I didn't personally have seen the Milwaukee Bucks lose game one a lot. They lost to the Raptors 1 year, game one, 1-8 seed. Lost to the Orlando Magic when DJ Augustine had him like a 30-point game and got swept after that. So I mean, this usually the Bucks usually come out, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't say rusty, but like, you know what I'm saying? A little rusty, a little.
I don't even think the Bucks was even rusty though. Chris Middleton had a good game.
Yeah,
Drew
they did.
Holiday had a double double. He
Yeah,
had what 15, 16
I
assists.
just think Giannis, you know what I'm saying, with Giannis going out so early, it took a lot away from him. They only lost by they didn't lose, they didn't get blown out the water, and they had a MVP
Bro, that nigga BP
clause.
took that Kevin Love matchup personal, didn't he? He was out there trying to rough him up.
Yeah,
He pushed him in the back then. He came back and fouled him real hard. Cause they kind of, you know what I'm saying? They kind of got the same play style. They job on the team is kind of the same in a sense.
they basically did the same shit today.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. BP was kind of taking that matchup kind of personal.
Chris Middleton, he did have a good game. It's great to see him. No, what is it? No minute restriction no more for that dude.
That
And
shit is
shit, he
playoff time.
he played he played good today. Just feel like I said, it really depends on this Giannis injury. Coach Bud said, you know what I'm saying. We'll see how he feel when he wake up tomorrow. Which I guess that's good news to hear. Because if Giannis wake up to say he's feeling good tomorrow, you know what I'm saying. They don't play tomorrow, but that still be good to know that. All right, he's good. You know what I'm saying. Go through a little bit of treatment, get a little bit of workout in. You know what I'm saying. See how he's moving on the court. And if Giannis come, yeah,
This game over in 5 games. I get 6 games since this game was definitely a must win for the Miami Heat if they want to show any signs of life and
yeah.
fight in this series. So this definitely was a you know what I'm saying a big win for them.
Hmm.
and I ain't gonna take nothing away from them because they definitely earned this win.
Oh
They
no,
still had to, cause
definitely
you know what I'm
not.
saying,
Jimmy
Milwaukee
Butler
Bucks.
had 35. What do
Yeah,
you have? 35, 5 and 11 assists, and that last assist to Gabe Vincent for like the dagger three in the corner will just show you the embodiment of Jimmy Butler. You know what
yeah,
I'm
the
saying?
hustle and the
Diving on the floor.
one
You know what I'm
hand pat.
saying? One hand just getting it over to Gabe Vincent, and Gabe Vincent knocking it down. Jimmy Butler. The Heat, they great game, not taking nothing away from them guys. Really wish they could have played somebody else because I just feel like the Heat are supposed to be closer to that conference
Game
finals.
Vincent had 15. Caleb Martin 15. Kevin Love had
Had a
18. That's
body.
why I said
He had
Kevin Love.
18 and 8, didn't he?
BP had took that matchup serious. What BP have?
21, 8, something like that. They both was hooping.
Yeah, he had 21. He was just 0 for 5 from 3. That was it.
They was doing what they was doing. They do what they do.
But yeah, the Miami Heat definitely needed this win just to show, you know what I'm saying, that they came here to play and not come here just to, go home early. And Bam, we need more of this from Bam going forward. If the
Every
Heat
game.
wanna, look past just this, not just this game, but win more games in this series, you
Especially
gonna
with no
need
Tyler.
yeah, you're gonna need him not to be timid. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna need Bam to be out there looking for a shot, being aggressive. Especially if Giannis not good to go for game two. You know what I'm saying? Give you another good chance to steal you another game before y'all take off and go home for game three. You know what I'm saying? If no Giannis down there, you gotta abuse Brook Lopez. And that's kind of what they were doing. That's why I was saying like Brook Lopez with that defensive player of the year. Like centers kind of got it easy and they always get favored for the defensive player of the year awards. Cause all they gotta do is block shots. But if you 6'10, 6'11, 7 feet tall, you know what I'm saying, and you blocking 6'3 guards, 6'4 guards, 6'6 guards, you know what I'm saying, your job is easier than somebody who's on the perimeter who guarding these elite scorers that putting the ball at a high clip and it's really impossible to guard. You know what I'm saying? So really all they did was like so when you took Giannis out the equation, all the Miami Heat did, okay, they was basically picking up 90 Bucks was picking up 94 feet. They was letting Bam bring the ball up court because his man was
Brook
Brooke
Lopez.
Lopez, who you know damn well who not gonna pick up 94 feet.
Yeah, he wasn't even guarding that Nick, man. The
Garden,
way
you
he
know,
was guarding, man, this man was guarding Bam like how Draymond was guarding Westbrook. I was
exactly
like,
that's
bro,
what I'm
this nigga
saying.
hold him. Bam, if you don't shoot that damn mid range,
Shoot, yeah, that's
he
what I'm
holding that nigga
saying.
from under the basket.
Don't
Bam,
you know
go
get into
ahead
your
to
bag
and just shoot. And then he started doing that in the second half, started going around them. And Bam is a nice versatile basketball
versus
player.
if
He
he
he can
gonna act like he don't know how. If he gonna act like he know how to play
he
basketball,
can expose that matchup of Brook Lopez.
definitely because he Brooklyn Lopez kryptonite in a sense. I'm not saying he is, but he got the tools because you bringing Brook Lopez away from the rim,
Mm-hmm.
making them guard on the perimeter, and with Bam playing the true five for their team, which Brook Lopez is the true five for the Bucks team. That's gonna be a matchup. So he gonna have to guard out there in space, which I don't think Brook Lopez can do.
Yeah, so I still got the Bucks in 6 though. Still got the
Yeah,
Bucks in
but
6
Bucks gonna win this game in six, but you know what I'm
series.
saying. I mean, gonna win this. Excuse me, with this series in six, but it's gonna be a good one though because Miami Heat, they culture, they DNA, they gonna play hard, they gonna play grimy, they gonna play feisty. You know what I'm saying? They gonna make it tough on you. They gonna defend. It just more so the Heat, and even more the question more that now that Tyler gone, well not gone but hurt.
Nah, gone. He
Well, yeah, he
gone.
gone
He
4 to 6
gone.
weeks,
He
so
gone.
shit. You know what I'm saying? Where the offense gonna come from? That's probably my only question for the Miami Heat moving forward. Because I know they're gonna defend, and I know they're gonna do all the intangibles and play hard. And you know what I'm saying? I ain't gotta question the effort with the team with the Miami Heat. It's just
Mm-hmm.
more so,
Everything
can
else
we
on
get
offense,
bucks?
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Can we get some buckets?
Next series we got Clippers and Suns, and I'm gonna let you go off. But first, I'm gonna just get my stuff. I'm gonna let you talk. 'Cause, you know what I'm saying? Suns fan here. Clippers won 115 to 110, and the biggest takeaways I had was the stars they shine bright tonight. Kawhi had 38, 5 and 5. KD almost triple double, 27, 9, 11. Booker, he had 26 points, and on the defensive end, he had 4 steals and 3 blocks. It was great defense on both sides. Not playmaking, just shot making on both sides was just crazy. The shots Kawhi was making, shots KD was making, the shots Book was making. It wasn't like all of these were just easy, you know what I'm saying? Random got shots. These guys was making some tough shots. It was great defense. And I just feel like the X Factor, you know what I'm saying? I said it earlier with who was I talking about? I said it earlier with the death. I think I was talking about the
The
Knicks and the
Knicks.
Cavs, the Knicks and the Cavs. And this is why I feel like they just lost the game because when the Suns they bench, you know what I'm saying, only giving you 8 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists compared to the Clippers, they bench, you know what I'm saying, they give you 34 points, 16 rebounds, and 6 assists just off their bench. And I just feel like that's gonna be a bigger boost because if your bench can play good just for those spot minutes in playoff time, give your guys a small opportunity to just get some rest. I mean, the Heat did it with Jimmy Butler today. You know what I'm saying? Caleb Martin had 15 off the bench. Kevin Love had 18 and 8 off the bench. And that's 33 points between just two people off the bench. And I just Duncan Robinson had some threes off the bench. And I just feel like if you can give your players, your best players who you know gonna give you the buckets, you know what I'm saying, valuable, you know what I'm saying, 2, 3 minutes to just spot, hey, get you a rest, you going back in a few minutes. I think that's crucial. And with the Clippers being able to, you know what I'm saying, play their bench guys and get great production out of them compared to the Phoenix Suns, because it may be a game where, you know what I'm saying, it's only Chris Paul, I mean not Chris Paul, it's only Book and Durant scoring. And is what who else is gonna be there? You know what I'm saying? Who else is gonna be there to pick up the slack? Because KD had a great facilitating playmaking game. So with Chris Paul, they both had 10 plus assists, but they still found a way to lose this game. And I feel like the Suns kind of went away from what they usually do. I feel like they went away from their offense. I feel like it was a lot of I feel like KD and Booker, you know what I'm saying, this game gonna come out. They're gonna run a lot of their offense through them, you know what I'm saying, primarily early. Get those dudes involved, even though KD started off with 0 for 7. And I already knew, I was like, he 0 for 7 right now. He gonna finish like
Oh, for 4.
he was 0 for 4.
Yeah.
First 4 shots he missed. Yeah, and I just knew that wasn't gonna last too long because he too good of a scorer. I mean, he got it cooking in the second quarter. He just got it cooking, and it's just I mean, I did think this series, you know what I'm saying, the series had started too. You know what I'm saying? The away team won the road game. And you know what they say, playoff series don't start until the road team win the away game. And man, Kawhi Leonard came out and he balled. Even Russell Westbrook had a few big plays today. And Russell Westbrook was impactful today. He was key for winning this game. It wasn't just Kawhi, it wasn't just Ty Lue. Russell Westbrook was big for him today. And I just want to give, you know what I'm saying, the Clippers props because I didn't have them winning today. And you know what I'm saying, with no Paul George either. You know what I'm saying? You got the four
To go
easy
off your
sniper.
first point when you was like the Suns bench, you know what I'm saying? Well, it's kind of hard to get like a lot of production when you only playing 7 minutes, and from in the in turn versus the Clippers bench when you getting 23 minutes from somebody who coming off my bench, 18 minutes from somebody who coming off my bench, somebody 24 minutes from somebody coming off my bench. Well, I'm actually giving them time to produce, so I don't think that bench argument would really like into play.
Why
And I
not?
just think for the
If we
the
hold on,
facts
hold
I
on.
just interpreted right there, because if I come in for 7 minutes, what you expect me to do?
That should show you that you're not trusted on the court though. These not new rosters. These not new faces to these teams. Monty Williams know who on his bench. If he feel like that guy is only need to be out there for 7 minutes, that show you a lot about the depth of that team. You only can play 7 minutes. The Clippers, they got guys where they can put in and play start like a Mason Plumlee who played big second half minutes today. And like I said at the trade deadline, he was a big person. Norman Powell, he one of the guys off the bench who get big minutes. Got from the trade deadline, and it's just when you got guys who you can play 20 to 25 minutes, and like I said, give your guys, your main guys, a break, and they can play starting minutes. That depth is gonna
But who
matter.
they give a break?
What you mean? Who they give a break? Whoever wasn't playing, whoever they came in and got out, whoever was starting and wasn't on the court no more when they was on the court. Whoever they got off whenever they subbed
You know
out.
they only play like 8 guys.
Who that? And that's depth though. How many minutes those last three guys played on who made it? Not the starting five, but the last three guys. So Norman Powell,
18,
Mason.
18, 23, 13.
How many Terrence Mann Bones play?
13 Bones,
Mm-hmm.
23 Terrence Mann, 18 Mason Plumlee.
Norman. Norman, how many?
I just said 23. Terrence Mann played 24 minutes.
So that's four guys giving you what 8 13, 15, close to 15 plus minutes off my bench. So when these guys come in, I can put a starter on the bench and tell them, hey, you rest up. Whether if you just a starter like Nick Batum, where Nick Batum out there, you really just a defender. But if I can bring in another guy who can do your job, and you can get a break, and you can be fully healthy and fully recovered for just to hound the defender, the hound the offensive player when you get back in, that's a win to me because the Suns don't have that. You know what I mean? And
Well, they do. They just, but
they do what?
they do, but they just. I just
Are they
Monty.
ready for playoffs though?
Yeah, but Monty. I just think Monty just with this being first game with a playoff series. I just think it was just a fill out. Uh, and another point where he was like, he said they went away from their offense. I think that was their offense, but once again, this is a new team, a new identity that they're trying to establish. Because before KD got there, late game situation, it was always Chris Paul pick and roll, DeAndre Ayton and the two man. In which they did, had some good looks, but CP, you got to capitalize off those. You missed two or three of those in a row where could have put us over the hump. You know what I'm saying? Possibly could have won the game, and you miss those. And I don't really expect that moving down to going forward. I expect Kev to be definitely more aggressive. In which you didn't play. You know what I'm saying? A bad game. You played solid. I know you could definitely play better. But I'm not gonna take away nothing from the Clippers. The Clippers definitely went and earned this game. That's why I said I got the Suns winning in six still, because the Clippers are definitely capable of coming out with Ty Lue as their coach, coming out and winning games without, what I'm saying, even without Paul George playing. Just the way the construction of their team is built. But you know, uh, but once again, but you have to rely on these guys over, what I'm saying, a course of a series, and it's not the regular season where, okay, you did this tonight, and you're going to play the Rockets tomorrow. Or you have to do this again the next game that you play this team again. And you know what I'm saying, with Eric Gordon starting off the first half 4 for 6 for 3. You know what I'm saying. I don't really expect too much to happen. I just little things killed the Suns, which they as badly as they played in the first half, they still gave themselves a chance to win the game. You know what I'm saying. Rebounding, free throws and turnovers. You know what I'm saying? It's the little details. You know what I'm saying? I was on Twitter and I was watching those little pregame interviews, and Monty said, you know what I'm saying, he was speaking on what they work on during this week period off before the playoffs, and all I heard was details. And DeAndre Ayton, details. Landry Shamet, details. Devin Booker, details. Chris Paul, details. That's all they was preaching, with details. You never need details until you need them. You know what I'm saying? The details, is boxing out. Make sure you're not turning the ball over. And free throws. Those are small details what make playoff games where you don't think you need in the regular season. But like I said, you don't need nothing until you need it. You know what I'm saying? That was my takeaways from the game right there. I still got the Suns winning in 6 games, even though they, what I'm saying, let one slip up today. But I just think the Clippers, they had the game of their life. And I don't expect this to go on too much during the series. And yes, I'm not taking nothing away from the Clippers. Kawhi, he had 38.
Why you don't expect this to keep going on? If I may ask.
I expect this from Kawhi, but from a course of a series, am I really just relying on Eric Gordon to go 4 from 6 from 3 first half? Am I really what I'm saying, Norman Powell, he's capable. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't Norman Powell, he gave me 14. Even if he give you that, you gotta think Chris Paul was 2 for 8. He gave me 7 points, 39 minutes. Everybody from the Suns, they gave you a regular production. The Clippers, it just, once again, the game players come down to a bucket. Clipper just made more shots than the Suns, and that's why I'm gonna give credit what credit is due. Clipper just made shots this game. You know what I'm saying? You get Eric Gordon, 19, like I say, 50% from the field, 3 for 7 from 3. Then you get 10 points from off your bench. You get 38 from Kawhi, 14 from Norman Powell. That 38 right there, that's, what I'm saying, that's kind of what killed the rhythm right there. He kind of controlled the game. You know what I'm saying? Kawhi put on the master class with that 38.
And that's why I think it is sustainable for their team. Like I said, I don't think they'll win, but I just think the Clippers, you know what I'm saying, they always been since they've been together, always been that next man up mentality type of team, the team that can rely on they bench guys, especially when they get playoff time, when they can really when they know who on their team, they know what their roles need
Yeah,
to
that's
be, no
exactly
matter
why
when
I had
somebody
them in.
get down, get out. Like they got Paul George missing. Somebody gotta shoot them damn shot. Eric Gordon is gonna get wide open ass threes, you know what I'm saying, this whole series just because the double team on Kawhi, or you know what I'm saying, you're gonna help off Kawhi a little bit just because it's Kawhi Leonard, he's the best player on their court. Take him out the game, probably gonna win that game. If he didn't have 38, probably would have won that game. So if you take Kawhi out, you know what I'm saying? He passing it out to other people that's wide open. Nick Batum didn't make no shots today. I think he was like, what was he, like 1 for 4 today from three? 1 for 3 from three. Eric Gordon was the one to knock him down today. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Norman Powell one day, maybe Batum one day.
Everything I expected, Norman Powell, I expect this from a nightly. Uh, Once again, like I said, Eric Gordon, I'm not trusting that down. Well, for the Clippers, I have to, but if I'm the Suns, you know what I'm saying, I'm liking what I'm looking for because, like you said, if we can do a better job at containing, you know what I'm saying, making it a little harder on Kawhi, we really had this game bagged up, knowing that we were just right there. You know what I'm saying? Chris Paul, like I said, he had 2 or 3 chippies right there at the end. But it just came like the Clippers. They just made more shots. They made more plays down the stretch. Russell Westbrook, he had the best shooting night, but he affected the game in different ways, coming up with a huge block, you know what I'm saying, and 2 huge offensive rebounds right there. DeAndre Ayton, you got to be a man next series. You can't be getting bullied by Zubac on the glass like that. That is your whole sole purpose of, you know what I'm saying, your role on this team is to be a man on the glass. You can't have what you did tonight, man. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, the Clippers, they're a good team from top to bottom. Even from a well coached team, so I expect nothing less. The way as poorly as the Suns played in the first half, like I said, so this was kind of warranted as the series go on and the series wane. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna see less of this where the pressure gonna be even more on. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's game one. You know what I'm saying? Are they still gonna make these shots in game five and the game six? You know, as they was in the game one. You know what I'm saying? Which I'm really not, placing my money on them doing that. So, we setting ourselves up in a good position, just tighten up the little things, again, the details, rebounding, free throws, and turnovers. And you win the game, you know what I'm saying? Limit the back cuts too as well. Y'all definitely was getting back cutted too much. But overall, this probably gonna be one of the most entertaining series, though. Definitely still got the Suns winning in six. You know what I'm saying? But good win by the LA Clippers and hell of a game by Kawhi, man. Definitely hell of a game.
Hell yeah. Just a quick question. Kawhi top what basketball player in the NBA?
Like a top seven.
Top seven? Okay. That's good. I was just asking, just curious. Uh shout out to Kawhi. Great game. Last game of the day. Last game one really was a stinker of a game one. The Nuggets just manhandled the Minnesota Timberwolves. And man, it was ugly. Jokic,
Man, that I ain't gonna lie, that
I don't even got no notes for this one. The game just ended. I remember watching it. The game was
yeah,
bad.
the game was bad. We just really literally
Game was
just got done
bad.
watching it, but
Whew.
that Nuggets home court advantage is real. You know what I'm saying? They had the ball arena and they're rocking. Me and my brother, we personally had went to, you know what
We
I'm saying?
experienced that
You know what I'm
ever,
saying? A
and they
different,
lost that game, and it was still jumping. They lost that game to the Pistons, and that
you know what
was
I'm saying? They
still
played the
jumping,
Pistons and it was jumping. So
jumping. So I know how that
imagine the
playoff is.
playoffs was. So I definitely was rocking in there. That home court advantage was real for the Nuggets. They came out and handled business in a dominating fashion, kind of in the same way how the Celtics dominated. You know what I'm saying? They came out at halftime and showed, really just put their foot on their necks.
And this is
Really
that.
didn't
Oh,
let
my
up.
fault. My fault. You, my fault.
No, go ahead.
Not my fault.
No,
I
you can
didn't
go
mean to
ahead.
cut you off, but man, I just this is what I said in our predictions last episode. If you didn't watch that episode, type in uh off the bench
Off the bench
podcast
podcast.
discussing playing, you know what I'm saying, playoff predictions. Get that video to like 300 views. You're trying to get up there in the algorithm. But anyway, like I was saying in that video, man, the Denver Nuggets gonna come out with something to prove. The Denver Nuggets are gonna come out here. If it was one team that I could bet my money in this first round series, who wasn't gonna play around like at all, it's the Denver Nuggets. Just cause they hear all the talk. They've been hearing all the talk for the last few seasons. Oh, Jamal Murray's been hurt. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Jokic haven't had Jamal Murray or Michael Porter Jr. They finally got these guys back. Jokic is a 2-time MVP when them guys was hurt. Now he can possibly get a third MVP. And they hear all the noise. They hear it. You know what I'm saying? Overrated. Are they being overlooked? Are we over, you know what I'm saying, putting too much on the Nuggets? But I think the Nuggets gonna show everybody why they are contenders. You know what I'm saying? Even though I think depending on who they play next round, which I think the Suns gonna win, so they'll probably play the Suns. Probably lose that series, but just stay on this one. I think they're gonna dominate this play-in team and show it's a difference.
Yeah, it's a
You know what I'm
level. It
saying? It's
levels to
levels
it.
to it for sure. And I think that, man, I think that's what they was, you know what I'm saying, basically getting to today. You know, Cal Anderson stopped being on bad timing. It was on bad timing with Christian Brown, Kansas guy. And, you know what I'm saying, Jamal Murray telling them, you know what I'm saying, look at the scoreboard, bro. They was down 30. They was down 30 points when he did that. He said, look at the scoreboard. 59-89. That's what you seen on the scoreboard. They had 59 points in the third. They tell you everything you need to know, though. The Nuggets,
Man, I ain't gonna lie. I've really been disappointed in Ant though. Like these the
you
man that first playing game against the Lakers, then you know what I'm saying, he followed that up against the Thunder with another. You know what I'm saying? He played better, but
You,
one up to how I think he was played. And tonight, you know what I'm saying? Like I just said, we literally just got done watching the last game. You know what I'm saying? Today was Sunday. You know what I'm saying? Day two of the game ones of the 2023 NBA playoffs. You know what I'm saying? We had the Lakers versus Grizzlies. So that's the first game. Second game was the Bucks and Heat. Third game Suns, and we just got done watching uh Denver and Minnesota Timberwolves. So
nigga, why you did?
It's still fresh on our
Say why
mind.
you need these niggas
I'm just telling them, you
recap?
know what I'm saying? It was still fresh on what we watched the game today, and we just
Oh yeah, in the hierarchy.
yeah, basically. But yeah, what I was saying, uh, what I was saying
You was
before
basically
this
saying
nigga
that,
interrupted me.
nigga. Remember
Damn.
what you be saying? Cause I remember you was saying this nigga Ant wasn't on nothing.
Oh yeah,
Ant not on
and
anything.
you really would disappoint me, man. I was thinking he would have came out and had a better game than what he did. Is knowing that his playing games wasn't the best. You know what I'm saying, to his standards or to his caliber, to what I hold him on. But you know what I'm saying.
I can My fault. Yeah,
Go ahead.
I could kind of give him a pass though, just cause you know what I'm saying. They are missing Jay McDaniels, and that now makes Ant the number one primary like defender on ball. Like Ant defense been there since,
Yeah,
you know, his defense been really exceeding since, you know what I'm saying, the play-in started. His defense has been crazy, but
he
like his
just
off
exerting so much energy on the defensive end. On the offensive end, he really ain't got
and
too
I
much to give.
I could tell I could definitely got that feel tonight. Definitely be just because they playing in Denver in the Mile High Arena, and it's not called the Mile High Arena for nothing. You gonna feel
And I just think, like I said, kind of like with the Warriors too, with the Timberwolves kind of builded bad habits all season long. You know what I'm saying? With and he had a lot of texting going on during the season where he have to play this role that he playing out in the playoffs all season long. You know what I'm saying? And playing these heavy minutes and playing on both sides of the ball, being a primary defender and then being a primary creator on the offensive end. You know what I'm saying? Even though he is young, he's still taxing on the legs, knowing that you enter in the playoffs and you just played two extra play-in games, going against the number one seed who fully rested. You know what I'm
nigga. I
saying?
ain't trying to hear that Anthony Edwards. You need the hoop, bro.
That's
You need the
problematic,
hoop,
man.
bro.
It can be problematic for you, but
You got a hoop, bro. They need you. Cat, don't ever show up to the game with whatever you had on your mind today. Don't ever show up like that again. You was trash too. You not getting no slightiness. You didn't do nothing. Mike Conley didn't do nothing. Cal Anderson at one point with the lead scorer. That nigga wasn't doing nothing either. I can tell you that now. It was a bad display of basketball for
yeah,
four
by the
quarters.
Timberwolves, yeah,
For four
definitely
quarters, that
was.
was a bad display of basketball. And for the Nuggets, Jokic didn't really have to do much,
But
especially in the second
but
half.
like you said, the Timberwolves just look like a play-in team,
They're
today.
mid. They are mid. They are mid as
Bro, he on,
hell.
bro. Look, but like the Timberwolves, they just like I said, they got potential. They got the pieces. And the series would have looked different if Nas Reed and Jay McDaniels would have been playing tonight. 'Cause like I said, you got somebody off your bench who can give you at least 10 points. You know what I'm saying? And somebody who can stretch the floor, who can play with Cat. And still, you know what I'm saying? You got two 6'10", 6'11" dudes on the floor at the same time. You know what I'm saying? We can still stretch the floor where you're not sacrificing nothing on the back end or the front end. Then you got somebody who entered Jay McDaniels who can be a defensive player of the year, you know what I'm saying, candidate. You know what I'm saying? Take pressure off. Like you just said, take pressure off. And they got the pieces. And I like Mike Conley. I like Slow Mo. They just got to play better as a team next game in game two. Because game one, they definitely came out flat. They got hit in the mouth and didn't know how to respond. And kind of my big thing with Minnesota, because every time Minnesota get hit in the mouth, they never know how to respond. That
Mid.
that was their problem last year against Memphis in that series last year. 'Cause they was up 20 every game, but as soon as when you know what I'm saying, when the what they saying say when the tough get going,
Going, yeah,
when the tough
going,
get going, the going gets tough. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? You see you separate the real from the fake. You know what I'm saying? And they definitely was folded like sheets in that series right
Shit,
there.
they did it in the play-in, and that's when I got the notion that, in my mind, from until they show me differently, that they are mid.
But that's why I say I think if they fall on the coaching too, though. You know what I'm
Yeah, yeah,
saying?
yeah. The whole thing is mid. Yeah, Timberwolves just as an organization just mid. I don't. The Rudy Gobert trade made him even more mid. Chris Finch is mid. They said he has second most wins in franchise history, which just tell you everything you need to know about the franchise. Cause this nigga really ain't been there long, and they don't even be winning like that. Mid. They are, bro. The Hawks, Pelicans, Timberwolves, Thunder, all are in like the same round. Pelicans, they all in the same round. Same round of team when we thinking about NBA teams. You know what I'm saying? The landscape of NBA, they're mid. They got a nice little star in the making. In the making. Please let me say in the making. They got a nice little fringe all star, whatever Cat is,
Mm-hmm.
whenever he play a fringe all star, fringe all NBA player. You know what I'm saying? They got all NBA defender. You know what I'm saying? Two of them potentially, depending on how Rudy gets some love or not. And then shit, they got a little point guard. You know what I'm saying? Floor general facilitator. But with all that being said, I ain't taking them. I'm still taking like 7 teams over them in a conference, respectfully. And to me,
And we
that just
ain't we ain't
automatically
even
make you mid.
I guess, but
That
we
make you
ain't even talking
mid.
about right there right now. We talking about game one of the
We
playoffs.
already talked about it. We talked about it. We gave our analysis. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? Timberwolves are mid. I don't know. You talking out here talking about some. It'll be a different matchup if they played the Timberwolves for the
Just
Nuggets.
game one.
I can guarantee you the next 3 games gonna be like that. I can guarantee you that. Don't know why, bro. Shit the Timberwolves gonna be able to do with them niggas. Hey, shit to do. I'm sorry, Timberwolves fans. If you Timberwolves fans, Anthony Edwards, Cat, whatever, Jokic, Jamal, Mike Malone, they not fucking around this year. Y'all just in the way. Really just collateral damage. They not fucking around this year, bro. They not fucking
Man,
around.
but yeah, man. Y'all subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram at _ off the bench pod. Follow us on TikTok at live from the bitch pod. And you know what I'm saying? Us, what we did, we just reacted and gave our initial thoughts to game one. You know what I'm saying? This video will be uploaded on Tuesday. That would be like the when Phoenix,
18, yeah.
yeah, the when Phoenix don't come back on for game two. You know what I'm saying? Our next video will be our initial thoughts and reactions to game two and three. You know what I'm saying? We see y'all then. And we out, man.
We out.